on in. We are going to do a year ahead reading, and yeah, I know these are longer than I anticipated, but I hope you're enjoying them. And I'm trying to get to the point with these card readings. I'm going to start off with your love life to see, wow, what random stuff pops out. And you've got Knight of Swords in reverse, so somebody this year, you know, 2021, with your love life, could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, is maybe in the past they felt like, you know, they've got to do what they got to do. The ends justify the means, you know. And I want to caution you about somebody who really seems to lack a sense of direction. Maybe their mind is scattered. They just disregard consequences in some way. Somebody's tired of it. This might have been going on for a very long time. Might involve a woman who's like really independent, has more than enough to give. And she might have the upper hand in this situation. With the King of Swords in reverse, though, I'm seeing a masculine energy here that cannot be reasoned with. And it might be the masculine energy, again, air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, who is they might be the one who's independent, and they're like, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm going to do what I'm going to do because they've got the upper hand in this situation, unfortunately. So be aware of this type of energy here, of somebody who is maybe playing mind games, or they refuse to see other people's perspectives. They cannot be reasoned with. Could be like a con artist type person. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of that. What I'm seeing is like this person maybe has the upper hand in this situation, and male or female, and they cannot be reasoned with because they're in a position of power, and they might be playing mind games. They might be power tripping. It might be an ego thing where it's like, I know what's best for you and everybody else. Somebody's tired of it. Wow. And now there's the feminine energy with the Empress in reverse. So if you live with this person, there could be fighting this year about this type of unreasonable energy. Or somebody always trying to keep the upper hand in this situation. For others of you, if you are single, Empress in reverse is not really, especially for the females, you know, if that's you, some of you are feeling like some kind of blockage with either, in a, you know, if it's not this other person, if it's not the masculine energy that you don't know how to reason with because they're unreasonable, you don't know how to get around this issue. It could also be your energy where it's just very fixed. Wow. And I'm Taurus rising, so damn, I stand corrected. It's like, oh my God, am I rebuking myself in this reading? No, not us. Fixed, stubborn, can't be reasoned with. Because I know that I know that I know, right? Especially if you got any Aquarian in there. God help us, right? We do know. You know, we know a lot, but sometimes there's a higher knowing. Sometimes there's deep truths that prevail mundane truths, okay? So, you know, be aware, because I could see some arguments coming up with somebody is not reasonable and they don't know how to get a workaround. They have some creative block on how to get around this energy. And yeah, it might produce some domestic strife. For some of you might be, you know, having a child leave the home, because I'm seeing sometimes this could be loss of a child. You know, so if there's pregnancy, take very good care of yourself. And I'm not predicting that anybody's going to lose a child this year, but I will say it could be in a different sense of, like, for example, I'm Taurus rising and I have a child, an 18-year-old who's leaving the home this year. So one less child in the house, you know, so it will manifest different ways for different people. But some of you can't be reasoned with because you got this. I mean, you're coming, if this is your energy, that you're the one who can't be reasoned with, um, and it's creating some kind of domestic strife or tension within the home. I'm not going to say there's outright arguing or yelling or fighting, because, like, I don't have that going on, right? But it's creating some kind of tension because it looks like you're being very independent this year. And I think that if that is an energy that is kind of new for you, you know, yeah, good. You know, stand on your own, do your own thing, because I think some of you have really invested a lot in getting to this place in life where you can do your own thing. Yes, some of you are going to be single. I'm going to say this. Your North Node this year is in this first house. You know, same with me. So the focus this year is very much on yourself. And, you know, partnership, 7th house matters are in your South Node, where you're maybe having to release this, okay? And people might not be happy about it, that you're doing your own thing. That might rock the boat on the home front, that you're focusing on yourself. But, I mean, you've put in a lot to get to this place. And maybe, again, coming into this year from a past where it seemed like you were perhaps aimless, directionless for quite a while there. And all you were doing was investing, 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 and not seeing the fruits of your labor, not seeing the payoff. And so, honestly, this year, I think you're evolving to a place where you invested a lot, and now you're coming and you're going from a 7 to a 9, where you put in on this and now you're sitting pretty, but perhaps people are not comfortable with you putting yourself first, and it's creating some tension, and you can't be reasoned with, because you're like, you know what? I put in on this, and enough of these years of me investing and not seeing the payoff and feeling like I've been scattered, or that where is my life going? Let's see what the romantic advice is. I do feel some of you are going to be single this year, okay? And if you are partnered, or you do find partnership this year, you're going to really be scrutinizing these people, prospects, and looking at them and you know, through the lens of, you know, is this person really complimenting me and who I am? Is this person really supporting where I'm going with my life? Because if they're not, if they're holding you back from what is uniquely your divine destiny, I think you're going to drop it like a bad habit. Yeah, release your ex. And that was in the reverse. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So there might be something going on with an ex this year. You say that. You might have let them go in the past, okay? But, wow, this is an interesting message. Perhaps, I don't know if there's going to be a reconciliation on that. Let me see. I'm going to get nosy here. Taurus rising is going to get nosy here. Let's find out. I can just tell you right out the front, right out the gate, heck no on some of these. I don't know, you know, who it is, all right? But I want to hear more about that. Yeah, you've been at a stalemate with someone. They haven't opened up their heart, and you haven't either. You decided maybe for a time you were not going to look at them or even hear anything from them. There's been some kind of blockage there, but this year, perhaps it lifts and you get to know each other But again, I don't think, you know, with the way the nodes are for you, I don't think you're going to put yourself aside for them. I mean, if they're going to come back to the party, like, yeah, okay, let's get back to me and giving me the victory, I don't think so. I think that, you know, you're going to be looking at getting some clarity and maybe finally coming into agreement with this person. Like, where can you agree? Where can you see eye to eye? If there was confusion, there's going to be clarity. If there were lies, there's going to be truth. You're going to get to know this person a bit better. And I see some kind of ending here. So there's some, like, wow, because a 10, notice this. A 10 is 1, 0, and that breaks down to 1. All right, so there's an ending and a new beginning, and I kind of saw it here with this showing up in the reverse, where you probably did end it in the past. You probably did release this ex, but you're getting to know each other better after ending it and being at a stalemate, not opening up, not hearing, not seeing, not talking. Probably there's going to be some, I think, communications coming in, a lot of communications here. But again, I don't think you're going to set yourself aside for this person. If they're coming back, it's going to be different for different people. Let me say that. If they're going to come back and be like, yeah, let's get back to you prioritizing me, I don't think Taurus is doing it. Just for the cross watchers. If you want to reconcile with Taurus or Taurus rising, you're going to have to come back to the table with something that benefits them. Because with the South Node in the first house for Taurus, specifically the rising, Taurus rising, they're going to scrutinize. They're going to be like, well, what's in it for me? You know, I'm hearing Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? You know, what have you done for me lately? Okay. Now, on the money front, you might be breaking a contract with somebody, justice in reverse. Some of you, this could be a legal, you know, a marriage contract that's being broken, maybe a divorce, might have to do with a Libra. Do be careful about going to court this year, because I'm getting some vibe here that there might not be fairness rendered or justice rendered, or there's something, or, you know, maybe you get the settlement in your favor, but then the person doesn't pay up, or they don't do as they're ordered. So again, you know, with your South Node in the 7th house, Taurus, this is like you're having to release something having to do with partnership. And sometimes the Justice card is about karma, okay? So did you partner with something that just wasn't, someone who wasn't fair with you, okay? And with the 3 of Pentacles, might have been somebody that you shared resources with. Somebody, if this is not like a marriage partnership or a divorce, it could be, you know, you worked with this person and you're ending a business contract with them. You might be colleagues, or you have, you know, mutual associates. You network together, okay? Something is ending with that contract, or the contract is not being honored, okay? And with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, wow, I don't like that. I really don't like that. That is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, where, you know, somebody's stuck. They've probably put the work in, but they're not being rewarded, and now I see this is where the imbalance is, okay? So whoever you've been collaborating with in some kind of partnership capacity, and probably there's some legality tied into this interaction, you put work in, and I don't think that you're getting what you bargained for out of this. And with the Knight of Swords in reverse, really not a fan, really, because this is maybe leaving you feeling like, okay, well, where do I go from here? What do I do now? Because if that's not going to work, if I'm not going to get a fair exchange with this group or these people, this person or this organization, where do I go? Because whoever's not being fair and balanced in the exchange, they have a disregard for consequences. They might have the attitude of, yeah, I know I got a court order, but what you gonna do about it? Can't get blood out of a turnip, right? However that saying goes. And this might leave you really scattered. I'm not liking this. And I gotta say that this is a year where Saturn is moving into our 10th house. So we're very much about the career, about the legacy, about the life purpose, destiny, about status. So, in terms of status, it could be marital status, and this might be something that has gone back where in the past you partnered yourself legally in marriage with somebody who didn't, they shafted you. I'm sorry, materially shafted you, okay? And unfortunately, it scattered you in some respect, and you've been maybe having difficulties moving out of it. And I'm seeing this year, like, there's a lot of karma attached to you, perhaps really taking a sober look at making sure that you are collaborating with quality connections. Okay, like you can't ally yourself with that type of energy, somebody who doesn't care about the law, doesn't care about court orders, doesn't care about what fairness and justice and morality, doing the right thing, doesn't want to be accountable to anyone. Okay, there's maybe some karmic lesson about this with your career and with your, maybe, like I said, marital status or partnership status in some capacity. Let me see what the advice is for Taurus. For Taurus, what is the advice for Taurus? Oh, okay, there we go. Face your financial fears. When you're honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these doubts. Where would fear likely come in this year, 2021, for you? Well, with Saturn, it would be in the 10th house. Saturn is about restrictions, limitations, delays, frustration, and we're putting it in a house having to do with your status and career. So, and you leaving a legacy in your life. And I think there's a cautionary warning here, a karmic lesson about who you're collaborating with, who you are working with. And you got to face some fears about this. And some of you, I don't know where I'm getting, you might have partnered with this person because you felt like that was the best you could do at that time. But Spirit is really like, no, you can and you need to do better, because this is actually going to, continuing to partner with people out of, I don't know, seeing yourself as less than, not putting yourself first, right? Again, back to that North Node in the first house. You've got to put yourself first this year. And in doing that, realize that sometimes, shockingly, it might be more advantageous for you, more profitable for you to go it alone for a time and a season. Yeah, I mean, logically, two work better than one when they're on the same page, when they're not working against each other. But if you're partnering with someone who is sabotaging you, or sabotaging the business, you're better off on your own. And that might be a karmic lesson this year. Dreams of abundance. What abundance can you create on your own without somebody dragging you down and sabotaging you? This card is saying, as you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. So be sure to record your dreams in a journal, because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. What are your fears about abundance? What are your fears of, I don't know, personally, me, like, when I hear people say that people, oh, you're afraid of success, I'm like, no, are you kidding me? I'm not afraid of success. Like, that's not my problem. But I feel the message here is along the lines of, you need to think more on abundance, okay? Some of you, I'm going to tell you right now, you're dealing with a poverty mentality, and you need to stop hanging around people that are broke down, busted, and disgusted, okay? And if you live in the hood and there's nothing you can do about it right now, what you need to do is you need to go out to, drive in the ritzy neighborhoods, old money neighborhoods. You need to look at how the other half lives. You need to go on, and if it's only once a month, go treat yourself at a 5-star restaurant. Even if you go there alone and you just order an appetizer or a drink from the bar because that's all you can afford. Put yourself around wealth. Put yourself around abundance. Get a higher vision for your life. Do what you can, even if it's driving through a wealthy neighborhood. Even if it's going to a 5-star restaurant and ordering the cheapest thing off their menu by yourself. Do what you can, okay? Get out of poverty mentality. Stop looking at broke down, busted, and disgusted. I don't know why I'm on a rant for somebody right now, but you got Jupiter in your 10th house giving you good luck and fortune, and so who knows? Let me tell you, who knows? You might meet somebody at one of these ritzy bars. You might go fuel up your car next to this, at a gas station next to this ritzy neighborhood and run into, your Don Juan, all right? Who is going to make it about you, honey? You just, I'm in a flow right now for somebody, okay? And if it's not your message, go look at your rising sign. And I got to say that ad nauseum because I'm seeing a lot of astrology in this reading. And yes, it will be relevant if you're Taurus sun, but it is most relevant for Taurus rising. You got to get over this, okay? I'm telling you, if you don't have the nicest clothes, you need to find out the resale shops in your neighborhood, right? Like there was, back in the day, they used to have one called in Houston when I used to live out there, called Baubles and Beads. And this is where all the wealthy would go donate, resell, put on consignment their high-end, like I remember I got this Anne Klein silk and wool skirt that probably retailed at like $500 originally, and I got it for 20 bucks. I'm telling you, immerse yourself in abundance as best you can. Get away from this poverty nonsense that you're looking at, that you're thinking at. Anything, oh, okay, I'm going to get off of it. This fell out for you. Oh, yes, look at that. My gosh, this is exactly what I'm saying. You got blessings coming in with the sun, and the blessings are on your financial material progress. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy right here. And this is about you getting promotion, raises. And you know what? For some of you, it's not going to come in, like a bolt of lightning, all right? It's going to come in slow and steady, but it's going to be stable. And I just sent this to another sign who got that card. Sometimes what's easily gained is easily lost, right? And I think, we can appreciate that. Taurus can appreciate the slow and steady because we want things, yeah, they might not be easily, quickly gained, but they won't be easily, quickly lost. And, I really see blessing, financial, material blessing with those cards coming out. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick 5-card spread for you on the lessons from last year, 2020, the lessons for next year, 2021. We'll look at also what are the obstacles and strengths for next year, and at the foundation we'll see, what the overall theme is for Taurus. All right, and let me do one more shuffle, then I'm going to cut for Taurus 2021. All right, at the foundation, you've got 4 of Wands. Look at that, holding down the fort. It's going to be stable. Things are going to be stable for you, and I think the communications are going to go very well. Hey, I've been doing a lot of, looking at my own personal astrology for the year, which, by the way, side note, I can do for you on private readings. I do 12-month money and 12-month love, but just as a side note, because it might be relevant to you, all right? With the Taurus rising in my chart, I've got a lot of fantastic mercurial energy coming up, which you may as well. Only look at your specific natal chart would tell me for sure, but with this card I'm seeing the communications are good. Very harmonious with the communications, and I'm willing to bet you got some stuff going on in your natal chart that is really giving you aspects to Mercury that are benefiting communications for you this year. Now, the lesson from last year, Hermit card, might have to do with the Virgo, but some of you were either single last year, or you were working on a relationship quietly behind the scenes, maybe did a lot of introspection, a lot of, working alone and in solitude. And the lesson for 2021, Two of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you are trying to balance things out, probably financially, that you've had to negotiate some curveballs that have been thrown your way, where, things, maybe finances have been imbalanced, okay, or you were not able to make a commitment. You didn't feel secure or stable financially to commit yourself to something new. Some of you were struggling to make a shift from one thing to another, like maybe moving between locations. If you're like me and you were dealing with Saturn in your ninth house last year, if you were trying to get from one place to another, like long distance travel, make a move, I mean, that was really hard, where maybe you felt some kind of struggle was going on with your money, or things were in disarray financially, and you didn't feel confident to make a commitment to a new house or a new move to a new location or something like that. So this is the year where you learn some lesson about, I'm going to clarify that, but you're going to hopefully get that in balance. All right. Now, the obstacle for 2021, well, yeah, it might be, again, coming into union with somebody else, like I said, because you've got your North Node in first house, South Node in seventh. So this is really causing you to put your energies on embracing self this year more than partnership. And it's not to say that you won't partner this year, but if you do, like I said, it's going to be somebody who you've really scrutinized as somebody who's going to complement you at an individual level, and they're not going to hold you back from your destiny, and they're going to prioritize you, okay? And if people don't fall in line with that, I don't think you're going along with it, Taurus, and good for you. Good for you. Now, the strength is, wow, that's odd. With the conflict, there might be a battle of wills here, where people are just, and I kind of saw it there with maybe in the home front, where there's not a meeting of the minds. Did that card come up? I can't remember. I think it came out before. It's like, yeah, I don't know, but it didn't, but I had this Five of Wands vibe with that there was some quarreling and conflict going on, because people, there might not be outright fighting, okay, but there's definitely, what you want to do with your own personal will and what somebody else wants to do is just not working together in concert, okay? And yeah, maybe it is for the best for you to say, yeah, I don't agree with you, and no, I'm not going to do that. And if you want to partner with me, you're going to have to be on board with where I'm going with my life. And so this is showing up in some respect as a benefit to you, as a strength for you to disagree, to stand up for yourself, okay? So Good for you on that. I mean, I feel actually there's not, I'm getting some cards that indicate there might be arguing in the home or in a family or in a group dynamic. And for some of you, that might be. But I think for the majority of you, I don't think there's not going to be bad communications or arguments. I think maybe in the past there was. But I think you're going to have an understanding of, look, it's Team Taurus this year. Are you on the Taurus train or not? Because if you're not, you need to get off because I'm going places. You either riding with me or not, right? It's ride or die, all right? Ride or die on the Taurus train. Okay, but we're not gonna, I'm not gonna get off of my train for you so you can derail me and take me to places like, this nonsense, right? So let's see what that is anyway, because I'm very curious, because that's a lesson for this year about maybe you getting in some balance in an imbalanced situation, you negotiating something that you struggle to commit yourself to. And yeah, I think that you're accepting something and you're moving on. And I'm getting another 5 here. So this might be a family dynamic, a group dynamic where there maybe was some kind of regret in the past, right? And I feel like it's going back to whoever that fallout was. Maybe that might be involved with an ex or with a family where you are accepting losses and you're moving on. Please tell me more about this, because that's super vague for me. And those wanted to come out. So yeah, there's that. There it is again. We're getting it twice. 2 of Swords. Maybe whoever you had this stalemate with, okay? And again, it's a regret from the past, but look, you've got a new beginning. Some of you get a new home. Good for you. A new job, a solid relationship for some of you. And it could be, with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could be, if it's a job, this would maybe be in the fields of work such as banking, finance, housing, the food industry, any kind of industry that has to do with the tangible, the material, like the industries that we have here that are needed to survive. Like people need housing, they need food, they need clothing, they need, money to exchange, okay? But I'm seeing with the Death card, there's some kind of transition going on. And I really feel like the transition is between these 2 options, or you negotiating, you going from a death, a rebirth cycle. But honestly, this new beginning looks super solid and secure and stable. And it just goes back to this about your overall theme is, again, I'm seeing it might be a house, okay, where something is transforming with your stability and security. Where if it was unstable, you are getting more stable. Okay, this year you're turning this 2 of Pentacles in reverse, hopefully right side up, and you're accepting some losses. Where maybe you've been at a stalemate and you're like, you know what, I can't move forward with this person, and it is what it is, and you're getting a new beginning, and the new beginning is very stable and secure. And so that transformation is coming in for you. Might have to do with a Scorpio, by the way, might be relevant there. Okay, so now what is the blockage with the 2 of Cups here for? I really feel it's going back to the South Node in the 7th house. Some of you having to do with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Others of you, this is just like if you're looking for the ideal male partner, it's almost like there's some kind of obstacle with that, and it might be with getting an emotional connection with somebody who has a lot of emotional mastery. Again, you could meet somebody who this year, but again, it's like, okay, who is this person? Are they your ideal? Are they giving you the emotional connection that you want? Do they have a level of emotional mastery that they're demonstrating in the relationship? And what is the strength here? Why is 5 of Wands a strength for Taurus? And I'm feeling this. Oh, look at that. You're going to see the truth about who's not on the same page with you, okay? But it's going to bless you. It's really going to bless you. It's going to bring some happiness. You're going to get it out in the open, like, oh, you're not going to be working with me on this, okay? And I think, look at this. Isn't this lovely? You're not only getting blessing here with the Sun card, but you're getting some kind of confidence boost and victory, maybe in a situation where you were dissatisfied. And again, emotionally stagnant here with these fours, okay? I don't think you're going to give yourself to anything that shows itself to not be working in concert with you. And yeah, I'm getting Saturn over here as well, so it might go back to, you know, your career, your status, maybe marital status, okay? Foundation, you've got Seven of Wands, which is usually, you know, associated with someone who's sneaking around, maybe lying, cheating, thieving, all right? But I feel like this might be this person from the past where, you know, somebody you thought was an ideal partner and there was a disunion there, okay? Perhaps this person was in some way an obstacle to you. You may be coming up with a new strategy. This person might have been very irresponsible as well, ducking and dodging responsibilities, maybe in the way they communicated, maybe having to do with a home and family situation. I do see you getting a new strategy. And I see you holding down the fort. Just be aware, again, of, you know, somebody trying to get unfair advantage of you this year, because this is not a year for you to put other people first. It's a year for you to put you first, Taurus. And if you want to know more about that, you know, like I said, I've got the private readings where I can really get specific into your natal chart. If that's not your budget, by the way, I have some quick free astro tips that I'm releasing this Friday on, you know, how to best plan and prepare for the year ahead, given your unique natal chart. And I'll show you that on Friday. So if you're not subscribed, if you haven't activated the bell for notifications, make sure to hit that so that you'll be notified of when that publishes and gets released this Friday. And what else? If you want to know about January, I've got that on Etsy for $3.99. And until then, that is about all I have. I'm wishing you a happy new year. Be blessed.